Another busy week in the world of strongman. World's Strongest Man news coming up. But first, we start with a big announcement from Brian Shaw regarding the Shaw Classic. Brian Shaw announcing 14 of his 16-man lineup for the Shaw Classic. Brian is a smart man. He is using this time where there's a lot of interest in strongman to generate hype for his competition, and he is doing a very good job of it. 14 fantastic athletes announced for this competition later in the year.
Yeah, so this competition is happening in August, so plenty of time for two others. And obviously, I'm guessing he's going to be looking at the World's Strongest Man, see what people do there to make sure he's got the very best guys. But I'm very impressed with the 14 that we have so far.
Shall we go through it then quickly? Obviously, we did announce a couple of these last week. However, starting off, we've got Hafthor Bjornsson. He is going to be competing at the Shaw Classic, strongest man on earth. First time for him at this competition. Yeah. As it stands, the current World's Strongest Man and two-time winner of the Arnold Strongman Classic, Mitch Hooper, is also in this lineup. He was second at last year's contest.
Third at last year's contest, Tom Stoltman's also coming back for this one.
And another man who's been doing fantastic in the last few years, Evan Singleton, has been announced for this one.
Trey Mitchell is returning. He's a two-time winner of this competition.
Trey Mitchell loves this competition. He's done extreme. These are his best results, actually. When you look at Trey's results over all international shows, he has done the best at this comp. It's a brutal comp, but it suits the big man.
Thomas Evans is returning to this lineup. So he competed there for the first time last year because the year prior to that, he won the Shaw Classic Men's Open, which is a qualifier for this show. Just one slot, though.
Bobby Thompson is returning to the Shaw Classic.
And this is an interesting one, perhaps maybe a more tentative one, but Alexei Novikov is down to compete here. Obviously, he's just had to pull out of the World's Strongest Man with his bicep injury. He
has told Brian he'll be recovered by then. So
fingers crossed, because we love to see.
We do, and we spoke to Novikov, and he said it's not a major, it's not like a terrible rupture. He's just having issues with the bicep. So World's Strongest Man, just a bit too close. He feels he'll be ready for this one.
Matt Ragg is coming to the Strongest Man on Earth. Really excited to see Matt there. I think everyone agrees that he absolutely belongs here. We want to see him up against all these very best guys to see what he can do.
Yeah, we want to see Matt in more big shows. Obviously, he's a big name this year going into World's Strongest Man, and I'm sure he's going to look forward to the Shaw Classic.
Another name I know people are going to be really excited to see is Lucas Hatton, who is the current America's Strongest Man, and he recently placed third at the Arnold UK.
And a man that will be going back to the Shaw Classic, just recently crowned Europe's Strongest Man for the second time, Luke Stoltman.
I'm really happy to see Ivers Schmuxlis back in this lineup. He was so close to winning that European title for himself, but Ivers is just a great all-round strongman, so excited to see him back.
Pavlo Kordiaka has been invited to this one. Pavlo, a fantastic athlete. This will be an interesting one to see him in 8 events. You know, he has such strengths and sometimes a few weaknesses as well. So will those extra events allow him to really shine on those good ones?
And then finally, Austin Andrade. I try and say it properly, but it just doesn't suit me. He is the winner of last year's Shaw Classic Open. So he has officially qualified for this competition. And in just a couple of weeks, he's going to be doing his first World's Strongest Man. So big year for Austin too.
Yeah, Austin won the Shaw Classic Open last year. He really kind of jumped on the scene last year. Looking forward to seeing him at the big shows this year. 14 of the 16 that will go. Obviously, Brian is going to take a look at some of the other major shows coming up. What kind of shape athletes are in. He wants the 16 best in the world at this contest.
It's such a shame with Mateusz, because I think if he'd had a really solid, World's Strongest Man performance, he would have done this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But unfortunately, injuries happen. We've got 14 amazing athletes, 2 more to go. We'll look forward to finding out who those are.
So sticking with the theme of athlete announcements, late last week, World's Strongest Man confirmed a further 3 competitors at this year's competition. Now, this should have been the last 3. This should have taken us to 30. So it was...
Yeah, we should be doing groups now, shouldn't we?
I know, we should be really moving on, but we're still here. So first off, it was Andre Foitu, who placed 4th at Europe's Strongest Man recently. Andre is such an impressive athlete. He's only 22 years old. He was, I'm pretty sure, leading at one point of the competition. So, wow, after the first event, which he won.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see him. I was super impressed with his performance at Europe's. Thoroughly deserves the invite and cannot wait to see how he does.
Pa O'Dwyer has also been invited. Not surprised with Pa, he tied for 7th place with Rauno Hainler and Pablo Cordiaco, who are also in this lineup for World's Strongest Man. But actually, I think this was a great performance for Pa, because these really weren't very good events for him, were they? Compared to, say, last year's.
We kind of spoke about this in another video, but Pa looked focused as well.
He did.
I like to see a focused Pa. You know, it's fun seeing the jovial kind of character, but sometimes you want to see the competitor, and when he switches it on, he is a great competitor.
And then finally, now this one, Kevin Ferris. So he's a really staple name in strongman. I think he'll be doing his 6th World's Strongest Man. But it was a surprisingly late announcement for Kevin. So it almost felt a bit left field, because we were all so hyper-focused on the Europe's Strongest Man lineup. And they threw us a curveball Kevin in there.
Yeah, Kevin, he's got experience at Worlds, very, very good at certain events. I think that just hasn't done an awful lot in the last year, was a little bit of a surprise, but Kevin is a very dangerous athlete on his day, and they are getting to the point at Worlds now where they've had so many dropouts. It's kind of like, we've got to get someone in, so we still need 2 more reserves.
It's great. So then what happened? Shane Flowers obviously revealed that he injured his bicep in training doing an axle clean, so he has unfortunately had to pull out the competition. So that leaves a spot. There is another athlete injury. Now, this athlete hasn't announced it themselves yet, so obviously we're not going to do that, but there is another pullout. So there is 2 names to be confirmed now. So we're back down to 28 athletes. It's very frustrating. But I mean, I can't believe it. I can't imagine how it is for people trying to put groups together and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's very difficult actually for the organisers as well, because when you start scrambling around last minute to get athletes out there, the athletes have to go through medicals, you've got to go through a number of processes as well.
You have to have a work visa to do it.
Yeah, so there's a lot that goes on to get the athletes there. So sometimes, you know, when we think about, you know, say payment or for someone from the Middle East, it's difficult to get those athletes to certain competitions. You know, maybe organisation should be better early on so we don't have these issues. But as it stands, we are waiting for 2 more announcements.
So at the weekend, we saw the official Strongman Record Breakers show, which was held in Ireland. So this was predominantly like a weight class type of competition, wasn't it? So people from different weight classes all over the world as well come in to break some world records. And I'm not going to go through every single one of them. There were some great lifts at the weekend, but a couple that we did want to talk about was the women's deadlift. So Claire Myler broke the Masters 40 plus and 50 plus deadlift world record by pulling 300 kilos. Claire is insane. So you guys will almost definitely remember at the official Strongman Games, she competed in both classes, which means she did every event twice.
She is unbelievable.
She really is.
Giving so many athletes a sort of motivation that, you know, you get past 40 and it's not the end.
Get past 50 and it's
that's what I'm saying. You know, there's a lot
of
us, like, I mean, you know, you talk to guys in their 30s that are like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
And Claire is not just 40, but she's in her 50s, breaking records, winning competitions, proving how, you know, you can keep doing this stuff and keep coming back. She's a phenomenal athlete. To go and pull 300 kilos is just insane.
And also pulling 300 kilos was Summer Johnson, who set the record for the under 82 kilo women. Now, we know Summer, spent a bit of time with her at Clash on the Coast the last time that we went, and she's so sweet and unassuming. It was actually quite funny because I was talking to her before the competition and she was, you know, looking at the events in the competition area, a little bit shy, unassuming, very humble. And then she went out there and she was an absolute monster. She destroyed the competition.
She is a phenomenal athlete. And yeah, as you said, under 82 kilo woman pulling 300 kilos. The first athlete to do that at that body weight.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
So all of these records, the whole competition, in fact, is available to watch on officialstrongman.com. So if you purchase membership for even just 1 month to watch Europe's Strongest Man, you can go and watch that now.
And finally, last weekend, we had Australia's Strongest Man and Strongest Woman contest. And the winner, he is now a 2-time winner of Australia's Strongest Man, is Jordan Osborne. Congratulations to him. And the phenomenal Nicole Genrich, absolutely dominating the women's competition. She is phenomenal. I want to see this lady at some of the major strong women competitions. She should be at the likes of the Arnold's, Rogue Invitational. Yeah. She is incredible and absolutely dominated the women's contest.
Yeah, Nicole is 100% 100% one of the absolute best women in the sport right now. She placed third at World's Strongest Woman recently, and yeah, she belongs at the very top level competitions.
Absolutely. I think organisers, go and check this young lady out. She is phenomenal.
So that's all we've got for you so far this week, guys. I have a feeling this is not going to be our last news video this
Definitely
week.
not.
No, and once we've got those athlete names finalised for World's Strongest Man. Oh, do you know what we missed out? World's Strongest Man colours have been released. Have you seen them?
The blue and the purple, I believe.
Do you know what? The blue.
They're quite nice, I think.
No.
No?
I really like the blue. It's like my favourite shade of blue.
Yeah.
The purple, though, I can't see it suiting everyone.
You're not a fan? I've seen much worse colours.
Do you know what?
Much worse.
The pastels were the worst.
If I was a competitor and I got them, I'd be fine with that.
But you've got a beautiful olive skin tone. You'd be fine in that purple. It's not for everyone, Lozzie. You don't understand. Tell people problems.
Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys next time.